Nobody talks about this part of natural hair growth, the routine that got you to bra strap length or waist length, but doesn't necessarily work anymore. Well, in this video, I'm going to break down why your hair has stopped growing and length retention has plateaued, and what exactly you can do to rectify this issue. What's up, curlies? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kiki, and if you are new here, I do all things curly hair tips, product reviews and styling. Today's video is all about why your length retention routine has stopped working. So we're going to go through some of the factors that can actually play into your hair appearing like it's actually stopped growing and your routine's not working anymore, because some things we cannot actually avoid in our lifestyle and in our day-to-day, but they may be having an impact on our overall length retention goals. I am someone coming from experience who has stalled at bra strap length for the past 3 years. For some reason, I have managed to get there, no problem. Shoulder length, armpit length, hit bra strap length, I even hit mid back length, and subconsciously I was doing this without even realizing, and then it got to a point where my hair just stopped growing. And it wasn't that it stopped growing, it was that I stopped retaining length due to breakage. That was the ultimate problem. My issue was in fact not retaining length on my ends and my hair weakening due to things like over moisturization and my hair being wet for a prolonged period of time, and ultimately a lot of things I did in my routine that I stopped doing. However, this video is not about me, it's all about your length retention journey. So let's get into the first issue. One of the issues may be that what worked before just doesn't work now for you, and this could be outside of things like your product, your wash days and external factors. It may actually be things to do with your lifestyle, things to do with your hormones, your nutrition, your level of exercise, your age may play into this as well, and also maybe just the time that you are spending on your hair is not the same as prior to what you were doing before. So you've really got to scale it back and think about your day-to-day lifestyle. Are you someone who gets enough sleep? Are you someone who gets all of your vitamins? Are you deficient in anything that you may have not been before? You need to get your blood work checked and make sure that all of these things are in order before you can crack on with your length retention journey, because you could be low on iron, for example, and no matter how much hair oiling or deep conditioning you do, you're just not going to meet your hair length goals. So thinking more about the internal factors that may affect or have affected our overall length retention and hair growth. It may be some of these things that have changed over time that you have stopped doing or neglected, and that may be a pivotal part of why your hair is not actually retaining length. The second thing could be seasonal changes. So things like if you've potentially moved from one area to another, did you get a lot of vitamin D when you was in that other area and now you live in more of a colder climate? That could even be one of the issues. Another one is the topic of pollution and hard water. We are often exposed to pollution on a day-to-day basis if you live in a built-up area, and this can also impact your hair alongside the issue of hard water, which has very negative effects on our hair when it comes to retaining moisture and removing build-up and our products working as efficiently as they should. So things like that can also play a role into why your hair may not be seeing the growth and length retention that you actually want it to. The third thing is that as your hair gets longer, it ultimately does take more effort and conscious, intentional effort to retain that length. I have noticed the longer my hair gets, the harder it gets to retain length, and it's due to the fact that when my hair started hitting my shoulders, it was then exposed to my clothes and more friction than it did when it wasn't even touching my shoulders. To get to shoulder length was a breeze for my hair because I could just do a wash and go. It would sit up, it wouldn't be touching anything at all other than the other strands of hair on my head, and I would just go about my business. But now it's at bra strap length. I've got to be thinking, what are my ends doing? Is it rubbing against this material? Are my ends moisturised enough so that it doesn't cause friction and dry out quicker and break off more so than it did before? So there's a lot of considerations we need to take into account when our hair is actually at those longer lengths, because you will find that for some of you, you might actually need to do more low manipulation styles and protective styles to protect those ends. I know a lot of ladies that I have researched, a lot of the type 4 naturals who have super long hair, all recommend protective styling and then putting their hair in a secondary protective style, meaning that they may have twists in their hair, but then due to the ends being kind of exposed, they're going to put their hair up into a bun or even pin the twists up or wear a head wrap to prevent any more friction or the hair being in contact with, for example, your car seat or any other fabrics on a day-to-day basis. So it's also considering things like that when you have longer hair that you may not consider when you had your shorter hair. And on that same topic, the ends do become a real issue, being that they are now the oldest parts of the hair, and as the hair moves away from the scalp, it does get more fragile because it is older, it has been through more, it is weathered, and we do need to take more care of those ends. And as much as the hair's growing from the scalp, the ends are going to be a key part in what actually makes your hair look and appear longer. And if those ends are breaking off, you're just going to have to get it trimmed, and ultimately that is where we don't see any length retained over years. A lot of women who have had have never had a haircut and their hair is still very short, it's due to breakage. It's not that the hair's not growing from the scalp, it's the fact that the ends are not being retained and preserved to get to those longer lengths. So we do need to be really, really mindful of the ends of our hair as it gets longer. The next thing I'm going to mention is this idea of over protective styling. Now, protective styling is something that a lot of us buy into when it comes to retaining length, me as well. And we all kind of think of this protective styling is a surefire way of getting to our hair length goals, because we're not manipulating our hair, it's not exposed, it's tucked away, we're not getting tangles, etc, etc. And while this is very true, we can do this very wrong. Synthetic hair aside, extensions aside, I'm talking about just you and your hair and how you actually maintain the moisture levels with those protective styles and the tension that you may place when you are doing these protective styles. So although we can do a lovely set of cornrows, you might need to think about how tight are these cornrows, how are you installing them? Are you installing them on dry hair, or are you actually applying a leave-in conditioner when you are installing these cornrows? Are you paying attention to the ends of the hair? Are you ripping through it with a fine-tooth comb? These can be some of the things what we encounter during installation or taking down of a protective style that can actually make the length retention journey for us that bit harder because we're not doing it correctly. So it's really being knowledgeable about how to do those styles and really not overdoing them, because we do need a break from time to time. Our hair needs to just be out and free and receive moisture and hydration on a weekly basis, and often those protective styles don't allow for that. So just thinking cleverly about when you are doing protective styles, how are you doing them? You're not overdoing them, you're not adding extra hair to your styles, and the takedown and installation process is really kind to your hair. The next reason why your length retention routine has stopped working is potentially burnout from complex routines. The most consistent piece of advice I see and hear when it comes to retaining length is keeping your routine simple to the point where it's almost autopilot and you don't need to worry about what you're doing and spending, hours and hours on end trying to retain length. The best routines come from the simplest methods, and knowing your products, knowing what works for you, knowing when your hair needs moisturizing, knowing when your hair needs trimming and when it needs washing, and so on and so forth, and just having a really clear strategic routine as to your wash days, how you're handling your hair and all of that stuff is going to really make the difference between adding in loads of different steps to your routine in an aim to try and get it as long as possible because you think you're doing something right, but ultimately we cannot keep up with those complex routines. Me speaking from example, I am someone who on a day-to-day is really, really low maintenance with my hair. I really don't do that much other than I'll moisturize it every second or third day. But when it comes to the styling process, I do like to add in different bits here and there. For example, I might add henna in, or I might add a Indian healing clay mask in, or I might do a flaxseed gel detangling session. Things like that can add steps into your wash day which make it that more time consuming, and ultimately it does burn you out. Natural hair as it is really time consuming, and adding all of those steps in to make it even more time consuming really is something that we can't keep consistent with. And sometimes those things are not necessary as long as you've got your basic clarifying shampoo routine, your moisturizing shampoo, you deep condition when you need to, and then you follow it with moisture and a sealant, and you preserve your hair in some sort of low manipulation style or a wash and go, or something that you can just keep simple and keep hydrated, is going to be the best thing for your hair to retain length. It's not adding in all of those extra steps to make it that more difficult and then not ending up sticking to it because it's way too complex anyway. So I said all this to say routines need to evolve. As much as we think we are doing something right, sometimes we can be doing it wrong, and we need to just stick to simple methods. Ultimately, pay attention to your hair. We need to listen to our hair and make sure that we are moving with the length that it is. Obviously, I mentioned the longer the hair gets, the more time consuming naturally it will be, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to overcomplicate steps in our routine to preserve that length. It's just really being mindful and learning your hair, knowing what works, and sticking to the things that you know work for your hair. So this year, it's all about length retention over here. It's about learning our hair and making sure that we are keeping it simple and consistent. Hope you enjoyed this video on why your length retention routine has stopped working. Check out these routines from waist length and tailbone length naturals to inspire some of your hair care practices, and I will see you in the next one.